It is an election year, and Alliance San Diego is working for our community to help create an inclusive democracy. Joining me now with more on how they do that is Civic Engagement Director Itzel Maganda Chavez and Advancement Director Miesha Rice. Ladies, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you very much.
First, just want to get right into it. First off, people who hear that, what does that mean? For those who are wondering why it's so important to support what you do, we have a recent disaster that kind of brings that home, don't we, Miesha?
Yes, the floods here in the southeast communities. So it's important for us to kind of really think about our dignity and our self-worth, the inherent worthiness that we have, we were born with, and how it shapes, people in power, political leaders, and how they create policies that shape our community and protect our lives.
Does a lack of engagement in those communities on the front end help this type of disaster happen? Because we know that there are a lot of allegations of neglect to the community that led to this.
Yes, I mean, if we're just kind of sweeping things under the rug and we're not out there really trying to figure out what those people need in those communities, of course the problems are just going to get bigger and bigger, and then we have disasters that we have in January.
And to get people involved, we got to do some outreach. We got to get out there and get them involved. Itzel, that's kind of your wheelhouse, getting voters involved. What are the first steps you do to do that? How are you connecting with voters in the community?
Yeah, so at Alliance San Diego, we like to diversify the way that we reach out to voters, because especially this time around was particularly challenging with the winter floods. But we diversify in the way we do it. So we knock on doors, we call folks, we text them, we post all over social media, we do interviews just like this. We try to be everywhere and anywhere all at once to make sure that we reach as many folks as we possibly can.
It's a little easier to get older voters involved, right? How difficult is it to get the younger voters engaged? And how important is it to your communities?
That's a great question. It has definitely been difficult to engage folks that are young and make sure that they participate in not just voting, but all aspects of our local government. But this time around, we were very lucky that we got a young group of students from Boston and Utah universities that joined our GOTV efforts and really just touched with people at a different level, because not only are they using their alternative break to volunteer, but they're also young people, and they're making sure that their voices are heard by volunteering and making sure that our communities here in San Diego had what they needed to participate in and vote.
And if they're engaged when they're younger, as they get older, their whole community is more engaged.
Correct.
So that is a huge payoff to getting connected with them while they are still the youth vote, for lack of a better term. So what are people doing right now in the community that's really important as far as rebuilding connection? Like, what are you doing that you would point to as the most important thing?
The most important thing is connecting, building community, creating spaces where people can be together and lean on each other and really find the help that they need to start over again, essentially, is what's happening. So bringing them into our office, or there's community partners out there providing space and things for people to rebuild.
What's the best way for people to get involved? You're looking to get connected with people, to get them voting. What's the best way to do that?
Best way is to follow us on social media, connect through our website at alliancesd.org, go through our newsletter so that you get updated and get those news as fast as we get them, because we're working every day in the community.
Got less than a minute left, about 30 seconds. And of course, you guys are working to do this. I'm sure that you need people to support you financially. How can they do that? What's the best way for people to get involved financially?
Yeah, absolutely. We definitely welcome any support. If you go to our page, alliancesd.org, and there's a donate button right at the top, and you can support us financially.
Go hammer that thing right now is what you're asking people to do. Alliance San Diego, thank you so much for your time, for what you're doing in our community. Miesha Rice and Itzel Maganda Chavez, thank you so much for your time, and really appreciate what you're doing, because we're all trying to make San Diego a better place, and you guys are doing it every day.
Thank you.